Hello, this is Steve from Beato's Leatherworks, and today's project is, man, these have seen better days. These are your Redwing Iron Rangers. We're going to completely take them apart. We're going to replace the vamp area and the back piece with this buffalo hide right here. We're going to do flat welts. We're going to do leather midsoles. We're going to do honey color 100 soles, clean condition, add some new speed hooks, new lining on the inside, obviously new footbeds, just about everything new other than this piece, the tongue, the toe. We want to keep those the same. We'll add a little bit of color, condition them, and make them look almost like a new pair of boots, a custom pair of boots. Now this job is about $700. Now you got to ask yourself, why would anybody pay $700 to do these? First of all, it has good memories for the customer. Second, after the work gets done, it's going to be one of a kind, and it's going to be structurally much better than what you have now. So it'll give them many years of wear. Yes, the price is a bit high, but for the amount of work that's going to go into these, it's not really when you think about it. All right, so let's get started. All right, there goes nothing. Let's tear these suckers up and these have been repaired before. It looks like the back of the heels have been stitched, Blake stitched. See those stitches? Interesting. Not really usually done that way. We secure the back with nails, but I guess stitching works too. That's the first. Maybe they didn't have any nails. That's all right. Looks like it's holding on pretty good. Usually we take the soles off and then the welt, but since we're not going to salvage anything, might as well just take everything apart. I need to sharpen this blade. See that? Looks like I hit a couple of nails. All right, let's trigger some people. Hey man, why are you so cheap? Don't throw those disposable blades away and get some new ones. So I can trigger you. That's why. Oh, look, people are crazy. Like me. Alright, I won't bore you taking these apart. Now, these Iron Rangers are notorious for the footbed coming loose from the uppers, just like these are. We're going to fix that. We're going to, once we put the gemming on there, we're going to double stitch the gemming onto the footbed. It's not going anywhere. All that will be replaced. We're going to put new linings in. New heel linings back there, heel counters, everything's going to come apart. That's a heel, that's the heel counter. We're going to replace that. That's the original color of the leather boots they were. So we're going to try to, whatever material we're salvaging, we're going to put a little bit of color to get back to the original shade as close as possible. We're going to add these nylon pieces right here behind the speed hooks just to kind of give it some reinforcement. Got some color added to them. Interesting. All right, let's continue. So most of the time you'll see the boots will have the speed hooks, and that's what it looks like basically. The way I do it is I put a larger eyelet, then put the speed hook through. That way this has like a washer to reinforce that area. Also, you'll see that most of them that have the leather backing, you see the back of the speed hooks on here. We're going to do that another way. We're going to put the speed hooks on, then we're going to stitch the leather. That way it's the back of the speed hooks are protected so it won't rub against the tongue area and damage the tongue. All right, let's continue. All right, we're making progress. I think it's going to look pretty cool once it gets done. Got our speed hooks done, the leather piece that's covering the back, the heel cover, heel lining cover. This is the pull tab I came up with. It's got a fabric liner underneath to give it some reinforcement so it doesn't stretch out of shape as you pull on it. 3 rows of stitches. So it's getting there, slowly but surely. You guys are getting the idea, right? Check it out. Pretty cool looking. All right, let's continue. All right, so now we spend time in kind of touching up the last, making it the size we want, the shape we want. We've got measurements from the customer's foot, and we transfer that to what we have here. Once that's done, the uppers are ready. We can go ahead and stretch that onto the last. Now this gets a bit tricky to do. But we'll have to figure something out. I'm going to lace that up first. And go ahead and try to pull that on there and stretch it, wet it, to make it into the shape of the boot. So we are making progress. All right, let's continue. So these footbeds are JR leather. They're not that thick. That's 8.5. That's the size basically. The regular soles we use 10, 11. That's just basically the thickness of the leather. This is the original footbed. These are notorious for coming loose and separating from the gemming. So once these dry, we're going to take it apart, we're going to trim it, then we're going to glue on the gemming. It's still going to be a 270 degree. It's not going to be 360. And then what we'll do, once we glue the gemming on, we're going to stitch it on there so there's no chances of that gemming coming loose from the footbed. I mean, you can do marathons with it if you want. It's not going to come loose. So this is a very good footbed. Again, there's no stamped JR stamps. I got these from a friend of mine who had ordered it for his sandal making, and he couldn't use them, so he just gave them to me. So I use it for midsoles or footbeds or whatever the occasion requires it. All right. So once it gets done, it'll be solid can be. So we're making progress. You guys get the idea, right? It's going to be a solid boot, man. Let's continue. Double stitched. No reason, the color, just whatever I had on the machine. I know somebody's going to say, hey man, why are you using yellow thread? No reason at all. Just, that's what was on the machine. Let's continue. You guys wonder why I have a bald head right here? Because every time something goes wrong, this is what I do. That's why I'm losing my hair. So after assembling the boot, putting the welt on, something just did not look right. The last looked too bulbous, if that makes sense. It was too kind of almost like a clown boot, like wide at the front. And it was just not right. So I took it back apart. I took the footbeds off, and I reshaped the footbeds. Gave it a little bit of an almond shape rather than wide right here. I reshaped the lasts. Now, maintain that same, very similar size that when I started, just kind of reshaped it, made it a little bit narrower, but I added it on top to give it the same, same size. So I'm going to go ahead and put the gemming back on and then put everything back together and keep my fingers crossed that's going to work better. All right, let's continue. All right, we are coming along good. We got our shank in, just wrapped up in canvas. Put our cork in there. This is our heel rand. Nice. We are making progress. Almost done. The hard part's over. Now we get to put a midsole, well, a sole, house leather sole. We're going to stitch it. Then we're going to put the Vibram 100 honey color soles. Let's continue. All right, so let's just do one hammer time in this video. Y'all know what time it is. It's hammer time. This is the house leather that we use. This is called the Black Forest. It's a German tan leather. It's GM Leather. That's the name of the leather company. Gabriel something, I forgot the last name. And my supplier rebrands them as Black Forest. Okay? Man, that is tight. All right, let's continue. This is a basic sole press. It's a vintage one. This metal piece here, I put a plastic so the insoles don't get dirty. Sometimes that gets a little dirt on the inner sole. This goes in like this, and you press that down, and this pushes down on the sole where it kind of presses together the footbed and the sole, so it's not going anywhere. So I left this overnight and to get a good bond to the sole, to the leather midsole. Let's continue. All right, so we're almost done with this project. So now, most of the Iron Rangers, or most of the boots, the P&W boots, come with your solid leather footbed. Not much of a contour shape to kind of give your foot that cradle to sit in. Now, what we're going to do with this one, we're going to take a taco leather orthotic. This is the 3/4 orthotic. This is not the full orthotic. I wear these in my shoes. Now, I have no vested interest in this company, just I like this particular product, and depending on how much room you have in your shoes, this works out great, gives it some nice comfort. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to remove the leather piece, and we're just going to use that contoured fiberglass, it looks like fiberglass, which has that metatarsal bump. You see that bump right there? Most of the time, whenever you put something like this on and you feel that for the first time, it kind of bothers you, but as soon as you wear them for a little while, it pushes up on that spot right there to relieve the pressure of the ball of the foot. And this has got a nice arch shape and a little heel pad right there. So when you're stepping down, it gives a little bit of cushion on the heel. So what we did, we took a leather lining, we added that piece in there, and just slid them into the boot. So this gives you already broken in feeling as soon as you put them on. Now, if there's a chance that the customer needs a little more room in the toe area, which I don't think he will, we can simply cut these and make them into 3/4 length orthotics only, not the full length. All right, let's continue.
Nice. These look nothing like they did before when I dropped them off.
They're so structurally, they're like tanks now.
Yeah.
They're almost at the level of the whites and, you know,
Yeah, they're heavier.
nicks. Yeah, definitely. Just got to break them in now, so that's about it. Other than that, you're good to go. I didn't know what laces to put on there. Just found some to
No, these are perfect.
put them on. I like the pull tab. I should have done that with mine, you know? I didn't think about it when I was doing these.
Yeah.
But definitely, next time around, it definitely helps out when you put them on.
Yeah. Found it easier when I'm picking up my daughter from daycare.
Yeah, absolutely. Just slide them, pull them off.
These are great. Wow. Nice. Man, I don't know which ones I'm going to wear more often now.
What a difference in what it was, huh?
Yeah. I know, when I saw the one picture, I was like, wow, that leather is a lot darker than it used to be.
We have to, once I took everything apart, you could see the original color
Yeah.
of what it was, and that'll fade over time too, just like when you first buy them, you know, they're newish colors, and that'll darken down, that'll lighten
That's
up.
awesome. That is cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm glad we went with the buffalo. That's really cool. Yeah.
Such a nice contrast.
Nice. Oh, these are awesome.
Cool. Glad you're happy.
Everyone can make fun of me for spending the money, but
Listen, it's your money, your boots, man.
yeah,
You know.
no, these are great.
So far, I've gotten good reactions over the Facebook groups and stuff.
Yeah.
So, who gives a shit? You
Yeah.
do whatever you want to do. It's your money, your boots.
Yeah.
They're one of a kind now. I can tell you that.
That's the thing. I mean, between these,
Yeah.
I don't think
I'm gonna show you the insole that I put in there. Let me go get it real quick.
All right.
All right, guys, that's your reaction. Let's continue. All right, we are done with another project. This took a little longer than I anticipated, but you know what? The turnout was great. I think the customer will be very happy. He's got a much beefier, sturdier boots that he's going to wear for many years to come, and he should have no issues whatsoever. From the JR footbeds that we stitched the gemming on, 2 stitches. We added lining on the inside, the back of the heel. We hid the back of the speed hooks, reinforced the inside with leather lining instead of the canvas. What else? The heel rand, the leather heel rand. The original comes with the fiberboard. I think overall, it's just much more of a beefier boots. Yes. I think they turned out pretty good. All right, well, thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. We have many videos to come. There's lots of projects. We're closed for the month of July to catch up on backlog work. So if you got some emails you want to get in touch with me, just email me, betos@yahoo.com. Subscribe if you haven't done so. Thumbs up, make a comment. If you like it, you don't like it. This job was a $700 job. And I think that the customer will be very happy once he sees them. All right, thanks again for joining me. We'll see you guys again on the next project. Take care.